Today, I want to talk to you about store performance. So, which is the added value that this solution adds to the retailer at the stores. And after a brief introduction, we will focus on a more large presentation about the use case of store performance and how this solution can improve the numbers and the capability to steer a store or a group of store in case I'm, for example, an area manager or something like that. So why you need something like store performance? So store performance is a solution, a Cegid solution that is addressed for stores and area managers. So our main goal is to increase the profitability of the stores, engage in terms of numbers, so have better KPIs, more precise KPI, and so I can also elevate my confidence in the data that the company is sharing with me. So keeping in mind all these three pillars, we aim to improve the store because you, for example, as an area manager, you can challenge a best performing store against a trailing one in order to identify strengths and needs of certain store, and you can raise the average quality higher and higher, having the numbers that make you do this kind of decisions. So, as said, we need to manage the store in a global way. So we need to measure everything that is going on at the store level. As a retailer, I want to reduce my losses in terms of discount, thefts, and also bad behavior that I have in the store. And I can do that by keeping track of everything that is going on at the store level. So we need to, for example, optimize the stock, or we need to compare season against season to see where we are ahead or we are trailing. So the tool is aimed for everyone to address all the needs in a very precise way, and we can go through a larger scope to even to the detail of the single SKU to see how that is performing in my area of stores. So those were the issue that I have at the HQ level. But if we change point of view and we are at the store point of view, we have, for example, the issue that it's difficult to manage many different reports coming from many different results. KPI are late, or they are not relevant to my store because they are managed in a more broad way. We have a discrepancy between the numbers that we have at the HQ and the numbers that I have in the store. And so it's very difficult to have an engaging communication. So that's why we are focusing now on giving tools to the stores in order to enhance their performance and to have like a single point of truth that is available for everyone in the company, either being at the HQ level or the or at the store level, for example. So we need to rethink how we manage decision making at the store, because, as I said, the market is more and more challenging us in order to be quicker, more responsive to the request of the needs. We need to be proficient in the tool that we make available for everyone to address those kind of needs. I need to know, for example, my stock level. How often do I need to analyze some data? And also, is my data relevant to my company in order to manage that? So with store performance, you will have a global overview of the store, and we have 7 dashboards that are already available at the start of the project. Starting with I think the most relevant of all, and is the overview. So all my KPIs are in there. I have overall vision of what's going on in my store. I can see my key figures, my targets. I can filter with the list of stores that I'm managing if I'm a area manager, or in the case I'm managing just my store, I will have the numbers of my store. I can also enlarge and shorten the period of time that I want to check. And another cool thing is that you don't need someone to provide you the dashboard. If you need another point of view, the message is that with a little bit of training, you become self-sufficient in managing your own dashboard. So for example, in this case here, in my overview, we have the hours of the day, but maybe I don't want to analyze hours. I want to analyze days or periods of the week. And it's just a matter of clicking on my small arrow here and changing the dimension that I want to address. So I don't need a consultant or someone that will do this thing for me. I am the owner of my data, and I can change my data um, on the fly to retrieve the information that I need the most. And moving from that, the sales manager wants to check their data more and more every day. They need to be engaged. And also, they will use key figures per hours. So in this video here, we will take into account briefly the overview, as said before. And from here, we start from a huge pool of data, so we can select the data that we want to analyze. So let's take into account today's numbers. I want to filter for a specific store, as you can see here. And while I click, the numbers changes on the fly. So I can retrieve all the information, average cart, average units per transaction, units returned, discounts, and so I have at a glance all my numbers in very few clicks. And another cool thing is that if I want to move from a certain dimension to another, so in this case I'm enlarging my scope for dates, I can see how my number changes. Now I don't want to filter anymore on time, and I can change it to the weekday, because I'm taking into account a larger period of time. And I can see that my best days are Monday and Tuesday, while as the rest of the week is very weak. And I might want to do some corrective action in order to improve my sales figure from Wednesday to Sunday. Or maybe I can deep dive on Monday and Tuesday to see what I do best to improve my my store experience and my selling experience. So let's go onwards. As said before, we need to optimize the experience for everyone, because maybe I'm outside of peak hours and I'd like to check my inventory or how some stores are performing. And so we can move to another video here where I will show you how we can now check my product's contribution to my numbers. And keep in mind that we applied some filters earlier, and we have in the top part here the same filters still applied. We can apply even more filters, but at a glance, I see that my best performing item in the period of time that we've selected is my female polo. And with a few clicks, I can change again the point of view and retrieve all the information that I need. Also keep in mind that when you see histograms here, they are three-dimensional charts, because you have the intensity of the color, the length of the bar, and the y-axis. So you can see that the polo, the female polo, is not only the best-selling item in terms of so sorry, let me go back a few seconds. Okay, you can see that the polo, the female polo, is not only my best-selling items in terms of sales, but also of units sold, because it's the most sold items, and also the one that is generating more revenue for my company. And if we go onwards, now we can see with the filter applied. Now we are focusing on the child fashion. We have a different best-selling item. because we are taking into account different period of time. And now I can deep dive again with two products to see how they compare in my store. So I have all the information available, as said, with a very few click, and I can see how my product are impacting my business. And it's very useful as a tool. I can filter now again for a different category or apply a different um, point of view to address my data. So going onwards, another key point to keep in mind is the traffic. So now I can see how my customer are behaving at the store level. So I want to keep track of number of transaction, number of new customers, activated business cards for my customer, the discrepancy that I have between a registered customer and unregistered customer. Because as you can see here, we have in blue the global traffic of the customer, and in green, yellow, and red, we have like a small, a very little line that is my discrepancy between identified and not identified. Of course, all the data can be extracted in Excel, PowerPoint, or even a splash screen. And right now I have my best customers, and I can see that most of my customers are unknown, because the gray bar is for unknown customers. But then we have our age distribution. So from 20 to 35, I have the most number of customer. But of course, since the age is so low, they are not very good at providing me revenue. My best segment is from 36 to 50, because they're generating more sale, but I have little of those. So I might want to do some corrective action to manage that. Of course, I can also analyze the performance of my sales rep. I can maybe use one against the other. I can identify easily my best sales rep and my worst sales rep, and maybe I want to put them together to provide training, so I can improve my worst sales rep to become better, or I can see I can identify what their bad behavior are, and I can take those into account and make them happy about the company. And so I will also avoid the company loss of a new employee that maybe I'm training and it's struggling to become best at what they are doing. And of course, if we move onwards from the point of view of the store manager to the point of the area manager, I can compare my two stores for period of time, for comparable season or sales, in order to see what they are in time, and maybe do some sort of like gamification. Before I talked about comparing two different sales rep in order to improve those, but we can do the same with a dedicated dashboard, even for stores of group of stores, or periods against a specific period, in order to improve the company overall. So as you can see here in this chart, you have the variance that takes into account the performance of the product and another product that maybe I want to compare against. So I'm launching a new collection, a new item on the market, and I want to keep track of all of those to see how they are behaving against my previous year. Another cool thing about this solution is that once you set up, and it's very quick and easy to set, you don't have to manage the year-over-year reference. It's the system that will automatically give you the year-over-year functionality. So now we are comparing period over period or year over year, and is, as said, very easy to adopt. As I was saying before, the same goes for the stores. We can see where they are, how good they are at selling certain types of items against others, or if they are trailing for any reason. But of course, I won't do my job to talk to you about the full solution, because right now we are releasing store performance in Click Cloud, and so there is a set of AIs that are available in the suite. So I can talk to my dashboard and my solution and ask, for example, give me my best numbers, my best store, give me my best sale rep. So everything that we did earlier in a more traditional way, so interacting with the platform, can be done with a vocal assistant, or I can ask for a new chart that is not available to me. And since this is crunching a lot of data, we also managed to insert subscription for everyone. So for example, I need to set up a subscription to a specific dashboard because I want to be engaged when the number changes, or I need to set up alerts. For example, I'm running out of stock for a specific item. So as you can see here, we can set up the notification, maybe for products, customers, or whatever. And when I set up my comparison, sorry, my numbers, I can ask the system to provide me some information. Maybe I no longer have my I'm running out of stock on a certain item, or I have too much of a certain item that I'm not selling correctly. And so as an area manager or store manager, I can have this kind of information available to myself. So as said, you can set up alerts. Maybe you want to take into account how to see if you are good on your target or are behind. So you can set up a warning that will generate a chart, and the chart will be sent to your inbox in the email, as you can see here. And also you will have the capability to check the history of the alerts, so how they changed through time, or you can now request the view and app to go and deep dive, as we saw earlier, with all the information that I need to manage my data. Another cool thing is, as said, how do I interact with my solution? So I can use my natural language to ask the system to provide me information. So from here, I can either use the mic or write the information that I need. So now I'm asking the best product in Italy in terms of sale quantity and turnover. This is a dashboard that is not available as a standard module from the package, but with Click Cloud, you can ask this kind of reports to be identified. So we can see that the Benetton iconic shirt is the best item that we have available. And now we can deep dive with a few prompts to, for example, see the depth of stock or the forecast for that specific item that we have available. And if you click on explore further, as we have done right here, we will deep dive furthermore and furthermore on that information that I need. So I can create a more complex dashboard. I can add more data. I can ask the system to provide me a little bit of insights of what's going on. I can check the period of time. And as you can see here, the wiggle part is where my prediction starts. So I can see how many days of forecast I have available. And if I want, I can set up this as a KPI in my homepage. So to have it available to keep track of every day that I log into the platform. So you're launching a new product and you want to see that product in your home dashboard to have it available to you in order to be managed. So as a conclusion, store performance is a tool that is addressed to stores to improve their efficiency, to improve their confidence in their store and what they are doing. And that's it.